Legend has it that a Nazi train filled with gold was lost 7 decades ago.
One war ended, but its shadows didn't. Beneath mountains, inside bunkers, under oceans, the Reich left secrets it never meant the world to find.
This bunker and maybe other bunkers are connected by a system of tunnels, and even that the amber room might be inside one of them.
Vanished trains, missing treasure, forbidden archives, each discovery darker than the last. Now, we count down the 13 rarest, strangest, and most unsettling Nazi-era discoveries ever uncovered after World War II. Number 13. The Nazi Gold Train. Hidden beneath the forests and fractured tunnels of the Sudetenland lies a legend that refuses to die. An armored train said to have vanished in 1945, loaded with stolen gold, art, and documents the Reich never wanted the world to see. As Germany collapsed, witnesses reported a convoy sealed inside the Owl Mountains, swallowed by the secret Riese tunnel network built by forced laborers. What fuels the mystery even more is a wartime Reichsbahn anomaly. A logistics unit known as Sonderzug 77 was recorded departing toward Walbertsich with high-priority cargo, but shows no arrival entry anywhere in surviving German railway archives. A train that officially left, yet never arrived, remains history's most tantalizing loose thread. Number 12. The Enigma machine. During the war, the Enigma machine was more than hardware. It was the heartbeat of German command, pulsing out orders wrapped in billions of mathematical possibilities. Its shifting rotors, daily key sheets, and mechanical elegance convinced the Reich their communications were untouchable. But the real drama unfolded in silence, inside Bletchley Park, where codebreakers raced the clock every midnight reset. Their victory reshaped the war, yet few knew the stakes escalated even further in 1944, when the Kriegsmarine added a fourth rotor to U-boat Enigma systems. That single refinement expanded the cypherspace exponentially, forcing Allied cryptanalysts to rebuild their entire decoding apparatus and proving just how close the world came to losing its most critical intelligence edge. Number 11. The Amber Room. Once glowing like a frozen sunset inside the Catherine Palace, the Amber Room vanished into the chaos of war. 6 tons of amber panels, gold leaf, mosaics, and mirrors dismantled in just 36 hours and shipped to Königsberg. After 1945, the trail fractured into theories: destruction by fire, sinking at sea, or burial deep in abandoned mines. But a lesser-known clue haunts the record. In early 1945, a German train left Königsberg carrying crates labeled only as Kunstschätze, hochwertig, high-value artworks, with no corresponding arrival manifest anywhere in Germany's remaining wartime logistics files. A second evacuation, unofficial, unlogged, unexplained, suggests the Amber Room may have slipped away under a shroud of bureaucratic silence. Number 10. The Dead Sea Scrolls. Discovered by chance in 1947, the Dead Sea Scrolls emerged from desert caves into a world still reeling from war, offering ancient words at a moment when humanity was desperate for meaning. More than 900 manuscripts, biblical texts, rituals, prophecies, lay hidden for 2 millennia beside the Dead Sea, preserved in silence while empires rose and fell, their origin linked to a separatist Jewish sect, the Essenes. The scrolls reshaped our understanding of early faith, scripture, and resistance. Yet one of the most startling revelations surfaced only recently. Multispectral imaging exposed tiny invisible scribal marks, proof that the scrolls were crafted in a coordinated workshop, not by isolated monks, revealing a far more organized community than scholars once imagined. Number 9. The Führer Bunker. 8 meters beneath Berlin, sealed in concrete and damp air, the Führer Bunker became the final stage of a collapsing empire. Here, Hitler issued orders no one followed, married Eva Braun as artillery shook the streets above, and descended into paranoia while the Reich disintegrated around him. In these cramped rooms, loyalty curdled into fear. The Goebbels family prepared their final act. Officers whispered betrayal, and maps on the walls no longer resembled reality. Among the debris later recovered by Soviet teams was a scorched metal box containing dozens of cyanide capsules, evidence of a pre-planned mass suicide protocol meant for top officials. Even in its last breaths, the regime prepared not for surrender, but for an orchestrated end. Number 8. The Bad Arolsen Archives. In the quiet town of Bad Arolsen lies one of the most overwhelming repositories of human suffering ever assembled. More than 30 million documents tracing the lives, transport, enslavement, and deaths of victims of Nazi persecution. What began as a post-war tracing service for families soon became a vast ledger of loss. Confiscated belongings, camp registrations, transport lists, medical files, and desperate letters searching for missing relatives. Walking its aisles is like moving through the paper anatomy of a regime built on erasure. Yet, one of the archive's most haunting elements is its collection of original Totenbücher, or death books, records so meticulously falsified that modern forensic ink analysis was required to expose systematic Nazi efforts to disguise executions as natural deaths. Number 7. Yamashita's Treasure. Deep in the jungles of Luzon, rumors speak of gold sealed behind dynamited tunnels, loot gathered by Japan's Golden Lily operation as its empire crumbled. Statues, ingots, jewels, even religious relics were said to be hidden in caverns mapped only by those who never returned alive. After the war, whispers grew louder when locksmith-turned-hunter Rogelio Roxas claimed to uncover a solid gold Buddha, only for it to vanish into political hands. But the most startling clue came from declassified United States intelligence. OSS cables from 1946 confirming that American operatives located at least one Golden Lily vault and quietly recovered its contents. If one cache was real, how many more still sleep beneath the Philippine soil? Number 6. The USS Indianapolis. When the USS Indianapolis slipped beneath the Pacific in 12 minutes, the tragedy didn't end. It began. Nearly 900 sailors were cast into open water with no radio distress call, no escort, and no one aware they were missing. For 5 days, they battled dehydration, injuries, hallucinations, and circling sharks in what became the deadliest documented shark attack in history. The Navy's communication failures compounded the horror, but one overlooked detail deepened it further. The ship's final routine transmission was logged, yet dismissed because wartime policy penalized redundant reporting. That clerical decision delayed rescue for days, turning a survivable sinking into a mass casualty event remembered as one of the war's most haunting injustices. Number 5. The Bismarck. When the Bismarck roared into the North Atlantic, it wasn't just another warship. It was a moving proclamation of German naval ambition. Its guns shattered the HMS Hood in minutes, igniting one of history's greatest maritime hunts. British ships, submarines, and aircraft swarmed the ocean, striking relentlessly until a torpedo crippled the giant's rudder, sealing its fate. At dawn on May 27th, the Bismarck faced a storm of British fire. Yet even as shells ripped through its superstructure, the armored hull refused to break. Modern deep-sea scans revealed that its armor belt remained largely intact, confirming what survivors long suggested. The crew intentionally scuttled the ship, choosing destruction over letting the pride of the Kriegsmarine fall into enemy hands. Number 4. The Maus Tank. Conceived in the Reich's dying months, the Maus was meant to be a land fortress. 188 tons of steel, a 128mm main gun, and armor so thick it mocked Allied shells. But its size turned it into a paradox. Unstoppable in theory, unusable in reality. Bridges buckled under it, engines strained, and fuel demands bordered on absurd. Engineers proposed river fording, with snorkels and custom-built crossings just to move it. Yet the most chilling revelation came after the war, when Soviet testers discovered its gun could pierce every Allied tank from over 3 kilometers away, ranges at which opponents couldn't even reliably see their target. The Maus never reached combat, but its potential showed exactly how dangerously close engineering had come to outpacing strategy. Number 3. The treasure of the SS Garsapa. When the SS Garsapa slipped beneath the Atlantic in 1941, it carried more than tea, iron, and wartime supplies. It carried a fortune. Over 200 tons of silver bound for a British economy gasping under blockade rested inside its holds as a U-boat's torpedoes sent it sinking almost instantly. For decades, the ship's location became maritime folklore, lost somewhere in storm-torn waters where waves rose like walls, Only in 2011 did deep-sea sonar finally expose its silhouette nearly 4,700 meters down. Yet the most astonishing twist lay not underwater, but in government files. Britain had fully insured the silver for repayment to India's colonial administration, meaning its loss subtly reshaped the empire's wartime financial balance at a critical moment in history. Number 2. The 42 attempts on Hitler. Hitler ruled through fear, yet behind the public facade, his life was a series of narrow escapes. 42 documented attempts to end his reign from within and without. Bombs hidden in beer halls, explosives smuggled onto planes, conspirators embedding themselves in his closest circles, all shattered by minutes, misfires, or sheer luck. Operation Valkyrie came closest, its briefcase bomb killing 4, but sparing Hitler behind a heavy oak table leg. Others failed before they began, strangled by paranoia, Gestapo surveillance, or unpredictable schedules. But one of the most audacious plots came from abroad. MI5 records reveal British operatives planned to assassinate him with disguised liquid explosives hidden inside bottles of Cointreau, a method decades ahead of aviation security's worst nightmares. Number 1. The Ghost Army. As the Allies pushed across Europe, an unusual weapon appeared on the battlefield. Not steel or firepower, but illusion. The Ghost Army, a unit of artists, designers, and sound engineers, used inflatable tanks, staged camps, fake radio chatter, and booming loudspeaker effects to fool German intelligence at every turn. With only 1,100 men, they impersonated entire divisions, drawing enemy forces away from real troop movements and saving countless lives through misdirection. Their boldest performance came during Operation Viersen in 1945, when they simulated a massive Rhine crossing so convincingly that 2 full German regiments, nearly 10,000 soldiers, redeployed to meet a phantom threat. For decades, their brilliance was classified, their victories unspoken, their deception one of the war's quietest triumphs. Even decades later, these discoveries prove the war's shadows never faded. They simply hid in vaults, shipwrecks, bunkers, and forgotten archives. If this journey uncovered something new for you, like the video, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. History still has secrets waiting to surface.